Hello everyone, my name is Richie and welcome back to another video. Today join me on the Northeast Corridor Boston to Providence route because today we're taking a first look at the brand new HSP-46 Gameplay Pack. So yes, here we go, a new gameplay pack is released for the Boston Providence route and it brings this, the wonderful HSP-46 from the Boston to Worcester route, which I quite like this unit. So what we're going to do today is we're going to jump into the main menu as we always do, take a look at the timetable and the scenarios and all that sort of good stuff, and then we'll drive it from here at Boston down to probably Readville for around about 15 minutes. And hopefully as we go along we'll see some different consists for the MBTA stuff. Obviously we've got the F40, I believe it is, still doing their runs, and obviously we've got this. And yeah, that is pretty much what we're going to do today. So before we jump into it, I do want to say a massive thank you to Dovetail Games for providing a game kit to show this off for you. So let's jump into the main menu and see what you get with the HSP-46 Gameplay Pack. So here we are, we're here in the main menu, and the first thing to talk about before we jump into the timetable and the scenarios is the fact that this is a free DLC if you already own the Boston Worcester route. That means you don't necessarily need to have Boston Worcester for this to layer in or anything like that. It's completely separate, so in a way it's kind of like a Loco DLC. And I think that's kind of smart really, because like if it was going to be a Loco DLC it would be around 12, 13 quid or whatever it is, but it's a bit cheaper this time, and obviously it brings some scenarios and whatever else. So yeah, that is a key thing to note, that if you already own Boston Worcester you will get this for free, which is very nice. So let's jump into the scenarios first. So with this we've got 3 new scenarios which are down here. You've got these 3 here which are coupling up to Boston, delivery for Providence and roadblocker. I believe these also use different cab cars, so you've got the CTC3 and the CTC5, so there's some different ones there. As for the timetable itself, let's jump into it. You can see we've got 2 tabs here, so obviously there's no differences in the service number. I think they're probably all the same services as they would be in reality. But yeah, with the HSP-46 timetable, obviously substitution's a big thing, and also I don't know whether certain services are assigned to the HSP-46 and the F40 or whatever else. I don't know how it works, but if we jump into it anyway, you can see there's notably more layers there. So obviously you've got, you know, your Ramtrack stuff, that's not changed. You've got the F40 and the HSP-46, which obviously do pretty much, I think, the same services. There's probably some variation if you was to dig through it, but I'm not too sure. And of course you've got your cab cars as well, so you can choose whichever one you want to go back up to Boston. So yeah, it's an interesting gameplay pack, obviously a couple of scenarios, but the main thing here is that it makes Boston Providence look a bit more alive and a bit more varied. Obviously up until now the only MBTA stuff on there is the F40, so I quite like that they've included this so you can play along with it and see more types of MBTA stock. But anyway, let's jump into a HSP-46 and drive it along the route for around about 15 minutes and see what sort of variation we see in stock and all that sort of good stuff. So let's jump into it. So here we go, we've jumped into train 705 Boston to Readville, so let's get ourselves started and get ourselves set up, shall we? So what's first? The reverser. That'll be good. Put that into forwards. Happy days. Now, we need a gen field. Where's that? It's up here, I think. There you go. Gen field's on. The lights are on. And this is the wonderful HSP-46. Doesn't look absolutely wonderful. So this is Boston South Station. If we have a little fly around, let's go into the 8 cam. You can see we've got a couple of HSP-46s over here, some MBTA stock over there. You should see some Amtrak stuff around. Got something coming in there as well, so nice and busy. Do you know what's funny? I've actually lost my train. I think it's this one. Is it? Were we 2033? I think we were. Anyway, this is the HSP-46, and I really like this, especially in Boston Worcester. It was a nice little addition. It's a nice bit of a MBTA stock, and hopefully we see some more because, as far as I'm aware, MBTA are like happy to be in the game, and they keep like, you know, wanting to be in the game, so hopefully we see some more stuff from them. But anyway, let's have a little look at where we're going to be calling at today. So we're going to be going to Boston Back Bay, and then I believe it's straight through to Readville, so it's around about 15 to 16 minutes, something like that. Not overly long, but just to give a little go of the HSP-46 on a new route essentially. Right then, we can lock the doors any moment now, so let's do that. Let's lock the doors, let's release the brakes, and then we should be ready to go. So that's all released. Let that all release and do the good stuff there, and then we can go, I think. Is there anything else I need to do? I don't think so. Right, so hopefully we can go. So apply some power. Are we moving? Are we going to move? Yep, we're moving. There we go. Right, here we go. This is the HSP-46. A couple of tones. Nice. I like it. I like the horn. It's nice and strong. What we'll do is we'll do a little flyby as we leave Boston South Station. So what's quite nice with this new timetable is the variation in the coaches. Obviously, in the original timetable it was all the lowercase ones, you know what I mean, the single decker ones. I tell you what, when this route came out for the Rush Hour pack many moons ago now, I absolutely loved it. I definitely prefer this one over Boston Worcester, but Boston Worcester's got its own charm about it. I think what really makes it with Boston Worcester is the HSP-46 itself. It's nice, so I'm glad they've brought it in for another timetable. And obviously there's some gameplay and stuff for this, but yeah, it's nice to be in the timetable and be able to use it. Right, here we go, leaving Boston Station, and like every single American route, it's 10 mile an hour for the first mile of track, because that's how they do things. Off it goes. So hopefully we see some other stuff coming in as well. So we can get up to 15 momentarily, and then we can full beans it all the way to Boston Back Bay, which is just down there. But yeah, I really enjoyed this route. I think the mixture of the MBTA sort of commuter stuff, and then you've also got the Amtrak stuff. It's really nice. Obviously got the Acela on this now. It's just a really nice rounded route, and I really like it. And this looks cool. It really does. The way you've got the different coaches and stuff. I really like. It's nice. It is really nice. Right then, here we go. Up to 15 mile an hour, breakneck speed, and then up to 30. Right, let's go. Let's go. I think what's quite interesting with this is that unlike other routes in other countries and whatever, the speeds actually start at the front of the train. So you'll notice just then it went up to 30 as soon as we hit the 30 mark. And up to 30 we go as we approach into Boston Back Bay. So what I'll do is I'll take the throttle off now and just roll into Boston Back Bay because it's not too far away. Got something coming the other way there, so obviously we've got the big cab car. So you've got the big cab car and the little cab car, so obviously you can run both. At the minute I've not seen too much variation though. Right then, here we go, Boston Back Bay. So let's get some minimum in. Let's slow right down for this station. You have to go right to the end of the station as well with this one. What's quite interesting with this is that obviously with the HSP-46 I'm so used to doing it to Worcester, so like driving it along into this station, you go into the platforms through the wall there, so it's quite interesting coming through here. Obviously I know there's mods and stuff, so some people might be used to it by now, but yeah, this is quite weird. But I like it, it's a different view, and I like the HSP-46, I prefer it over the F40s. Let's slow right down, full brakes. There you go, that was a good stop, albeit, very harsh on the brakes. Let's unlock the doors. I think I overshot it a little bit, but I assumed to go to the end of the platform, but oh well. Yeah, don't this look absolutely wonderful? Plenty of people on the train there as well, so yeah, there's different variations. I've seen some different consists. There's usually some uppercase ones, some lowercase ones. That's a good term for that, actually. I'm going to use that. Right, doors are locked. Let's go. There's plenty of people here. Look at this. There's loads of people here. I know it was a rush hour route, but my goodness. Absolutely loads of people. Need to be careful around here. Right, off we go into the tunnels. So up to 30 mile an hour, and then we can get up to 60, and then 120. Full beans for the next 6.5 miles, I think, and then we get into Readville. It certainly brightens up this tunnel, doesn't it? Yeah, some of the headlights in the game aren't as strong as others, but these ones are good. I like it. Right, then we have just passed the 60 board, so we can go up to 60 now. Right, full beans, full throttle, all the way. Let's speed out this tunnel, and up to 120, and I think it's past Ruggles. Is that the station? I believe so. Right then, here comes the tunnel. We're at 50 mile an hour, out the tunnel. Let's go. Let's go to the external as well. Let's do that. Here we go, out the tunnel. Look at that, wonderful. Certainly get some speed now, up to 80 as well. Come on HSP-46, you've got some power I think. We are chasing yellows as well, which is quite interesting. So obviously a key thing to note with this, and I said it in the intro, this is free if you've already got Boston Worcester, which I think is a really nice thing that Dovetail have done. I think what's also quite good is that if you don't own Boston Worcester, it's only a £5, which I know it's a gameplay pack and whatever else, but let's say they didn't release Boston Worcester and they wanted to just release a Loco DLC. This is essentially what it is. It's a Loco DLC for Boston Providence. So they would normally be, what, 12, 13 quid, but it's a £5. It's a lot cheaper than a standard Loco DLC, and this is what it's acting as if you don't own the Boston Worcester route. So kind of take that into mind when you come to pick this up. Now, I do believe if you own both the Boston routes and you've got the free entitlement, it should automatically download, I believe, on Steam and stuff like that. But if you're on PlayStation, I think you need to go and claim it from the store. But it'll just say free. I've tested it out myself, actually, on the PlayStation, and it says free on there. But it's quite cool. So I don't think we're going to get up to 120. I think the MBTA stock isn't allowed to go to 120. I think because in America, the whole like regulation is like you can't go any faster than 79 mile an hour. Is that right? After that, you've got like certain rules you've got to abide by, I believe, anyway. Right then, we've got around about a mile to our go via. How long have we got left? Let's have a little look. So Readville is here. So we've got the go via, and then I think we'll have to stop, won't we? I remember a time that you had to stop at a red signal and wait for loads of stuff to come past there, so we might have to wait for that. But yeah, this is nice. I really like the HSP-46. It's a nice looking Loco, and it's quite a lot of fun to drive. So, like I said before, more MBTA stuff please, because I really like it, and the livery's cool. And there's loads of different areas you can go to. So if they were going to bring in another MBTA route, what would you want to see? What sort of stock would you want to see? Let me know. Let me know your ideas in the comments. Right, we're going past that go via, and we need to slow down for this red signal because, oh, it's changed. There you go. So we don't have to wait anyway, which is good. But usually you would have to wait just prior to Readville before you can change over the tracks. This is a station. I don't know what it's called, but it's a station of some kind. I think it's Hyde Park. So as we fly on through, I'll have a little look. What's this one called? Where's the station plaque? There is Hyde Park. So let's get some minimum brakes in because we have got to get down to 30. And then it's like a little hill as you get into Readville. Like I said, I played this route an awful lot when it first came out. I think I've got like 2,000 miles on it on the PlayStation, which is nuts. Right then, down to 30 mile an hour. I need to slow right down before the points, otherwise we might derail, and I don't want to do that. So let's slow right down, please. Slow down. The brakes are good on this. The brakes are really good. Obviously going a bit too quick now, but it's okay. It's fine. It's alright. There we go. We're down to 30. Happy days. Right. So we'll need to apply a little bit of power as we go up the hill because it starts slowing down even more as you go up this hill here. You can see the incline. Right then, let's stop here at Readville. So let's stop right at the end of the platforms there because, again, I don't want to spad. So let's stop there. Where does this actually go to? This goes somewhere, but I don't even know where it goes to. Let me know in the comments. So there we go, that was a first look at the HSP-46 Gameplay Pack. And I tell you what, I really enjoyed that. It's a nice little addition. It's free if you own Boston Worcester, so you're not having to spend any money again for the same loco or whatever else. And if you don't own Boston Worcester, but you like the HSP-46, it's essentially a loco DLC, so you can't go wrong. Now I have seen some comments online saying this is basically like a glorified Timetable mod, but I would disagree with that because it means that console players can get their hands on it, it means it's something official, and it's just nice as well, so, you know, I can't complain. It's also free, so you really can't complain. And I know a few people will say, well, it should have come into the original Timetable and whatever else, but technically that may have not been possible because of like the consist and the way the old route was built. So, you know, they've been able to do it now. It's not overly expensive and it's a good bit of fun. Anyway, now that we've safely made it to Readville, I'm going to leave that video there. So thank you all for watching this video. I've been Richie and I'll hopefully see you all next time. Bye bye.